Hello, everyone. Today, I would like to offer a very interesting piece of knowledge and transmission, especially useful for people who are extremely interested in deepening their knowledge about energy, transformation, alchemy. Without this understanding, most of the time we just go into imagination. We empower some pieces of knowledge that we receive that resemble spirituality, that resemble something that excites our imagination, spiritual interest, or aspires us to grow further. Yet usually we lack knowledge and understanding because our focus remains in the external reality. So today I would like to give you an insight about spiritual awakening, Kundalini awakening, third eye awakening, light body activation and awakening, energy body healing and transformation, because all of these are related. They're synonyms pretty much. And the black magic or the white magic, what are all these words or terms and how they are related to our spiritual evolution? I'm talking about real spiritual evolution, not imaginary one, because a lot of you have experienced some kind of energy body jolts after stimulating your body with certain substances. That is not spiritual awakening. The real spiritual awakening begins very smoothly. It doesn't have any specific agenda or fireworks, and your mind might not understand, or your mind might not even know what's going on. A lot of times we experience spiritual awakening while going through negative experiences in life. Very often people who are affected by black magic, or they think they are, experience some kind of, you know, spiritual phenomena, or, as they say, awakening symptoms. Now, for most of the people who are tediously trying to get rid of negativity in their life, they fight with supposedly black magic phenomenon. I would like to give you a peace of mind. If you're really a spiritual aspirant and you would like to have progress in your life, it's important to embrace any experience. And black magic experience is one of those experiences that creates a phenomenal purification experience or part of your life that you'll never forget. Once you emerge a refined being, a purified or perfected being, you look back at that as the most exciting experience of your life. In the world of energy, there is no negative or positive, there is simply energy. The human mind divides it into different currents and deals with them accordingly. And so what we are is a cumulative frequency level, a vibrational level of what our being is on all levels. And if one part of our existence, which is mental, emotional, drains us, or we open a door to certain type of energies that we, again, consciously, unconsciously entertain, it lowers that cumulative vibrational level. And let's say if someone sends you negative energy or does something to bring you demise, in reality, no one has that type of power. Or even if they have a certain ability, it will only work temporarily. Now, whatever works means there is something within you that has to be invoked. So black magic in reality serves you a very important purpose in life. It's like Saturn period or Rahu period or Ketu period, which allows you to understand that which you couldn't have understood otherwise. the shadow aspect, or that which is hidden, they are called. Now, those who wish you something negative or pray on your demise usually are vibrating the same frequency, and usually that returns to them, or they are already in that. No one can do anything to our soul because our soul is already free and it has always been free. When we're here on this spiritual journey on this earth, our soul simply experiences different phenomena so it can grow, purify itself, draw conclusions, and embrace that original freedom of the soul or consciousness while being in the body. This is the purpose, and this is the meaning of spiritual liberation that most of the people cannot understand. And they cannot understand it because they still live through the mental, ideological, imaginary paradigms that they choose to entertain within their own space of consciousness. If you wish to master yourself, you have to embrace all the experiences and especially pay attention at those or to those experiences that you call negative, because negative means that they are unpleasant, that they bring out something within you that you are not aware of. And this is not just you, it is your entire bloodline, ancestry line. It's everything that this genetic material that you're made of represents. And that's why when you go past the personal level of refinement, you immerse yourself into a deeper so-called refinement, which deals with bloodline, ancestral information, collective information in general. And to immerse oneself means to embrace the path of courage. And this is the Siddha path, the path of courage, the path of non-conventional but yet natural, original spirituality that does not entertain the imagination, that does not entertain you with different systems and techniques, which might work or might not work, but gives you a realistic transmission of who you are now and how to go about it, while reminding you of how to stay present and embrace any experience without giving them names, forms, explanations. And thus, a master remains in the thoughtless state, in the state free from imagination. And that's what we've heard from real masters, which were very few. Few because the real masters are not really very known. Because they don't dwell in imaginary paradigms. And in order to keep yourself true, authentic, aligned with the original self, you need to make effort, because we're living in the world of constant fluctuation, in the world of illusions. Now, what is white magic? White magic is a way to reprogram yourself. It's the way you find path of self-empowerment, path of spiritual boost, energetic boost. It might be not your energy, but since you've invoked it, connected to it, it becomes a part of you. So that's what these two aspects of the phenomenon of magic represent. That which empowers, heals, motivates you, inspires you. That's the energy that could be called as positive. But there is no growth without being immersed into the pool of negative energy and transforming it. And at the end of the journey, you will emerge with the understanding that you've done it not just for yourself. You've emerged to be a selfless being whose work, like a ripples on the lake or sea, affected your bloodlines, your ancestry, and all the other beings whom you were connected to. And you don't need to remain connected to these beings as long as they remember you, the fruit of your spiritual labor, the fruit of your refinement will affect them. Whether they will acknowledge it or not, knowingly or unknowingly, that is that constant energy play that is going to be happening in these people's lives. Now, when you embark yourselves on this spiritual journey, the journey of awakening and self-refinement, you are not embarking on a journey of becoming famous, rich, becoming validated. You're embarking on a journey where you surrender to come what may. And if you happen to become rich and abundant, or you happen to progress and learn, or you happen to encounter certain experiences, all you do is selflessly, which means unconditionally embrace all these experiences with gratitude. You remain in your original state, unchanged, unmoved, and that is the sign of spiritual mastery. We are not interested, if we are truly mature, we're not interested in transitory experiences, in different kinds of stimulations, or getting filled in more and more with various pieces of information or pieces of validation. On the contrary, we are disillusioning ourselves, aka dissolving, emptying, letting go, so that that which is eternal, permanent, and immortal can fill us in. And this is the real Siddha Kundalini path, or the path of true awakening, the path of true transformation, where there's no one to blame, there is nothing to look for, and yet everything is found, and we benefit from this learning. And if you are a true spiritual seeker, sooner or later, you will realize this very simple truth. The truth about how to align with creation, which is truly selfless, which is truly giving and abundant, which remains in constant equilibrium, where you don't need to constantly think what to give or what to take. The balance is happening naturally, and you are in that flow. And that flow is a balanced flow, the flow of creation, where you're a speck which matters to creation. And how you matter doesn't bother you, doesn't interest you. You are just there. And this way, with this attitude, with this only spiritual practice, the practice of surrender that you may offer yourself, you ascend and increase your cumulative vibrational level, and you defeat anything that you've considered to be of inimical nature or enemies, because you realize that you are invincible as long as your space of consciousness remains empty from animosity, empty from anything transitory or from any paradigms. And this is the path of truth, because the truth is that blissful emptiness that you can embrace within yourself, recognize and awaken to, or you may seek forever and never find. Hopefully this transmission offered some people motivation, empowerment, and support to realize that there's nothing to fear. All you need to do is let go of that fear, let go of that doubt, and embrace the truth within. And now you've become a witness to a miracle within you, the miracle of awakening, the miracle of letting go, the miracle of surrender, and the miracle of healing and transformation, which doesn't need any acknowledgement. You know it, you cherish it, you cultivate it. Thank you very much.